Hello, everyone. I'm here to do a Divine Masculine reading for you today. I hope you've all been well. I have been working on some things and I'm very happy to be back doing these readings for you. I've got some cool stuff that I've been working on for you guys coming up. So over the next week or two, you're going to see some good stuff I think that you might like. So I'd love your feedback as you watch the videos that will start to drop over the next couple of days. And if there are any specific, didn't do a good job on that. If there are any specific things, questions that you guys might have that you would love to see, addressed in a video, I would be very happy to do that for you. Also, we will have a live this coming Thursday. So if you would like to jump in on that live at, let's see, what time will it be on Eastern Standard Time? It'll be 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Thursday. If you have questions about your journey, your twin flame, issues that come up with the twin flame stuff, the live is a great place to jump in and ask those questions. It'll be for about an hour on Thursday, and I hope to see you there. Also, we have coupon codes right now, you guys, for one-on-ones and tarot readings. So you can get 30% off either or right now with coupon code July 4th. You can find that information in the description box below. So if you've been wanting to book a one-on-one or purchase a personal tarot reading, right now is a good time to do that. We are doing that in recognition of the American holiday for Independence Day. So if you guys are interested, check us out in the description box below. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know how crazy this journey can be and how many ups and downs there are along the way. The first parts of this journey, the dark night of the soul, I would say are the hardest. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. The dark night of the soul is no joke. But the ups and downs can last for a while. They do get easier, you guys, over time. They really do, because the journey reveals itself to you along the way. And you start to understand things through a different filter than you did early on. You start to see things differently with the help and guidance of Source through synchronicities and tapping into your intuition. Some people have dreams. Some people have visions. Some people even experience certain types of telepathy. There are a lot of gifts that can start to show up on this journey that you have found yourself on. Meeting your twin flame was just the beginning. Okay? And, the transformational process that you go through is not always easy, because sometimes growing pains can hurt. Sometimes change is uncomfortable. But the reward, the payoff, makes it all worth it. So I promise you that this journey that you have found yourself on with your Divine Masculine and independent of your Divine Masculine is going to be worth it. And someday, believe it or not, if you haven't already, you will look back on even the period of the dark night of the soul with a fondness, because you'll know what it's bringing to you. You'll understand that at a much deeper level. So at the bottom of the deck today, look, we got 66 today, you guys. That's your numerology number for today. But at the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands. So the energy of 10 of Wands is kind of a feeling of just overwhelm. You're stressed out, too much going on. needing a break, just the pressure and the weight of the world is what your divine masculine is feeling right now. So something is going on in their life that is making them feel just like they're being hit wave after wave after wave, and they are exhausted by whatever's going on in their life. They're really, they may even be going into like some forms of escapism and things like that. You know, it could even be some type of, you know, drugs. It could be video games. It could be even going into like unhealthy relationships, things like that, to just escape the pressures of everyday life for what they're going through right now. So let's look at this reading and see what it says about that. We have the Lovers here. Oh, why do I have slippery fingers today? What is going on here? These cards are a little slippery, but I don't think that's the reason why. Something's going on with me. I'm slippery. Okay, so we have the Lovers. Okay, this is recent past for your divine masculine. There has been some interesting things that have transpired in your divine masculine's life on a romantic level. They've had to make some very deep choices that have not been easy for them. There's probably been a lot of, maybe this is where some of that overwhelm is stemming from. The things that they are experiencing surrounding this, they don't have clear lines for your divine masculine, so they don't really know what to do. But they feel that these matters of the heart are so important, they don't want to make the wrong decision. They don't want to do the wrong thing. They don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But they do want what they want as well. They want to be happy. So there's a part of them that wants to be selfish in their choices, yet at the same time, because the love that they have experienced in this, now this could be toward you, it could be toward a karmic, and it might even be being split between you and a karmic. They don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to hurt, you know, whoever this other person is. It doesn't necessarily mean that there is a karmic involved. It might be the fact that life circumstances are making them question and pull away from you, divine feminine. Maybe they've been doing that for a long time and they're questioning why they've been doing that. There's a lot of different ways that this card can show up in your divine masculine's timeline. But either way, they're feeling torn in matters of the heart and are not quite sure what to do. Now let's look over here at the karmic situation and see if that reveals anything as to why they might be feeling this. We're going to look at your energy over here in a second. But this is just their life situation. This could involve a romantic partner, but it can also be other things as well. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse, and we also have a Wheel of Fortune. These are both significant cards. They are at a turning point with whatever it is that they have had going on in their karmic life. Things are definitely, like they're kind of at a crossroads, you could say, or things are not, like whatever path that they've been on, it really seems like suddenly there's going to be like a curve ball thrown into it. A wrench is thrown into like the plans that they had. So there's that in and of itself can oftentimes cause some confusion in someone's life. You know, change always creates an element of uncertainty, and they're definitely experiencing that. So with the Hangman in reverse, there's also a lot of fear and selfishness and kind of feeling like things haven't been fair for them. So maybe that's part of the reason why change is necessary or it is needed. But maybe the plans that they've had have been kind of based upon an old paradigm and perspective, that some shifts and some changes have taken place in how they're seeing things. And so naturally, that's just going to create kind of like a diversion in their path. That doesn't mean it's not going to have, like, anxiety attached to it. And I think that that's what I'm picking up on, is that there is an anxiety surrounding the situation because change is inevitable. That has a lot to do with these matters of the heart and this feeling of overwhelm that they've got going on. Now, toward you, Divine Feminine, we've got 5 of Cups in reverse and also Ace of Cups in reverse. And Cups is always a very emotional card. So we've got kind of like double of that. We've got 5 and Ace. So we're going to look at the energy of these two combined, which means that they have been feeling kind of depressed and let down by how certain things have played out. But they want to be forgiven for something that I don't know if they feel they deserve to be forgiven for, but they would like that forgiveness. I definitely feel and sense that there is some type of a self-esteem issue that your Divine Masculine is trying to deal with and overcome. Maybe they've kept certain secrets due to these insecurities. They've kind of put on a face or a mask to present themselves as something that they were not. Really, it's more of what they would like to be, but there's something inside of them that feels like it's not authentic. The true parts of who they are lovable, but maybe they're feeling like they aren't. So they've kind of woven a web of deceit and are feeling like they want to come clean with that. They're seeking to be forgiven for whatever it is that they may have not been honest with you about. So I don't know what that is in your life, Divine Feminine. I don't know how your individual Divine Masculine and what your path is like. For each one of you, it's going to be different, and you're going to have to use your discernment and look at how things have played out and are still currently playing out in your relationship with your Divine Masculine up until now, and kind of like see, is there certain areas that your Divine Masculine hasn't been 100% truthful? And are they looking for ways to recover from that? Are they trying to, they're probably still not being absolutely direct about that, like, and coming to you and saying, oh, I would like forgiveness for this, and being totally open, which can still create a lot of confusion for you, Divine Feminine, because they're still not being 100% open about it. But I have a feeling that there's something that they're kind of going around about with, because again, they don't feel necessarily like they deserve it, but they really want it. And I think it's kind of a stumbling block for them in order for them to feel like they can move on and make a decision around this kind of feeling that they're having right now. I think that that would shed some light and some clarity. So don't be afraid to ask pointed questions. You know, maybe they need you to be more direct with them and not, because sometimes, as you know, I know a lot of the Divine Feminines that I work with, they don't want to make their Divine Masculine mad or irritate them because they're afraid that they'll run. So they overcompensate. And what the Divine Masculine actually needs is for you to be like, no, this is exactly what I want, and to have solid and clear boundaries. Currently, we have 7 of Cups in reverse. So your Divine Masculine is, at this point, absolutely seeking clarity. And I think that's what this is, obviously. I mean, the natural resolution for the confusion that they're feeling is clarity. So, of course, they're moving toward that. That makes a lot of sense. Whether or not they're going to get that probably depends a lot on their ability to be able to confront the issues within themselves that have created that inauthenticity in their life, to be open and honest about who they truly are. I don't think they're going to get clarity without doing that on their own individually. And they can't rely on other people to do it, especially you, Divine Feminine. You can be pointed and direct with what it is that you want and need, and what you think and feel, so that there can be an open discussion, but they need to be able to kind of step up to the plate and do that themselves. And that's going to take a period of time, I think. But don't worry about that. Source is working on them to make sure that that happens. The proper circumstances are going to arise for that growth to take place in your Divine Masculine's life. Now, currently, we have Empress and Queen of Wands they're both in reverse here. So there's a negative feeling toward the karmic situation in their life. They're just kind of bored a little bit and cold. There's like a lack of emotion in some ways. But if it was going to tilt in one direction or the other, it's definitely toward more of a cold, apathetic, like just distant feeling toward probably a karmic person in their life. Whether it's like a romantic partnership or not, I'm not sure. It could be a family member as well that's been interfering a lot in their life. It could even be, this is like kind of a strange feeling, but it could even be a child, maybe like a grown adult, where they've just experienced a lot of problems with their child. If they're an older Divine Masculine and they have children that are in their 20s now, maybe these children that they've had are not necessarily making the best life choices, and it has really been difficult as a parent for them to sit back and watch these things happen. Maybe they've been alienated from a child in their life. Typically, I don't feel that when I am in the karmic side of this. I think this might be actually the first time. So there's probably somebody out there right now that is going through that, which is why I'm picking up on it a little bit more heavily. I've never had that hit of intuition before in one of my readings. And so, but it could also be, a karmic partnership, or there could be a divorce going on where there's children involved, and that's weighing heavily on your Divine Masculine. Those are things that really can cause a lot of very upsetting feelings for anyone. So if they're going through a divorce or some type of a breakup, that can be a big problem as far as their ability to be able to even open their hearts up properly to anyone else right now. You may be kind of feeling the brunt of that if there's something like that going on in your Divine Masculine's life. If they're going through any kind of divorce or breakup of a family, or they're having issues with their children, that makes it very hard for someone to open themselves up to a romantic relationship, because it brings up a lot of triggering and insecurity, and am I even able to give it the attention? Or sometimes they can even use relationships as a form of escapism, but not really give it their full, vulnerable, intimate attention. And so I would be very wary, Divine Feminine, of taking any of that on as your burden or your problem. You can have empathy for what your Divine Masculine is going through, but don't blame yourself for any of it. And don't, however they're reacting and responding and kind of your energy getting pulled into it, that's 100% nothing to do with you and your value and your worth. Okay, so don't let those lines get blurred with the way that your Divine Masculine is behaving due to their karmic situation, because it seems to me like that's a pretty messed up entanglement that they've got going on there. It's just unhealthy. Doesn't mean it won't heal over time, but currently it's very unhealthy. Toward you, we have Magician and Four of Swords. So they definitely do feel inspired by the relationship that they have had with you. Just by even watching you and being around your energy, there is a feeling and a glimmer of hope and inspiration there that they really appreciate and adore and just kind of crave. There's a draw and a pull that they have toward being around you because there's a feeling of peace. Sometimes, though, I think they feel a lot of remorse and regret, and maybe this is why they feel that they need forgiveness. They have a tendency to not always treat you well, but they fully know that it's not your fault, that it has everything to do with the stress and anxiety that they're dealing with in their karmic life. And so, let's see, there's probably going to be, as a result of this, a lot of back and forth. Like, they're going to come in and then they're going to leave. But each time they come in, there's like a pull of your energy that they kind of take with them to sort of go back and face the world. The only part about that is difficult, and I think that this is where some of their regret and remorse comes from as well, is I think that they sort of feel that they are using your energy as like a pick-me-up, but not necessarily giving back to you what you deserve, because they're in a place that's so drained and so unable to give. They're like siphoning your energy, and you need to be very careful about that, Divine Feminine, because you don't want to get pulled into the doldrums. You want to be able to keep your own head above water. It's okay to be empathetic and giving to your Divine Masculine. The way you can keep your own well full is by going within and really connecting to Source. Don't try to pull and draw energy from your Divine Masculine. Don't seek validation. Don't seek, any kind of need from them. Really pull into your own well source, your own connection to the divine. And, gain your courage and your self-worth and your love. And from that's an eternal wellspring. And then you have plenty. Your cup overfloweth at that point. And you can just kind of allow your Divine Masculine to kind of go through what they need to go through. It is okay to say no to them. That may be exactly what they need, is for you to say no sometimes. Because sometimes when, we are told no, we want something more, right? Because we learn to have an appreciation for it. We can't take it for granted if we don't have it. And so it's okay to say no to your Divine Masculine. If they're kind of being a drain on your energy and they're not really able to turn around and give back to you because of all of this, you can be empathetic, but you can say, why don't you go deal with your stuff and reach out to me when you're done. I think those are the clear boundaries that your Divine Masculine needs to hear so that they can right themselves. Okay, and they need that space and time without feeling guilty to be able to do that. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps us with the algorithms on the channel. And also, again, don't forget about the specials that we have. Check that out in the description box below. Just in case you fast forwarded through the first part of the reading, I just want to let you know we do have a special going on right now for 30% off of tarot readings and also one-on-ones. So if you're interested in that, July 4th is the coupon code, and you can find that information in the description box below. I'd love the opportunity to work with you. All right, so Three of Swords in reverse. This is a card that shows, again, that there are apologies that need to be made. I think if you kind of follow the advice of Source right now and lay some clear boundaries, say, go deal with your stuff. Don't let yourself be taken for granted, okay? Because that's a boundary you have to enforce, okay? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Phew, excuse me. Ooh, sorry. Then I think what you'll find is when your Divine Masculine is kind of forced to go within and mirror what you're doing, which is going within, because that's why you would be setting those boundaries. And you're saying, no, I'm not seeking validation from you. I'm recognizing that I am the source of my own validation, my own courage, my own love. You are that for yourself. You go do that, figure that out. You're going within and doing that. They're going to have some giant breakthroughs if you do that. Giant breakthroughs. And then they're going to come to you with a much more balanced energy, and they're going to let you know that they are sorry, but they're going to see with a lot of clarity what their role in everything is. Then they're going to go through some very serious healing on a mental, a physical, and a spiritual level. You're going to see a giant transformation take place if you take the time to go within and allow that transformation to take place within you. But that's between you and the divine. And then you just let them worry about it, because we worry a lot about divine masculine, but we have to stop worrying about divine masculine. We have to trust source to take care of that, and trust source to take care of us as well. That's where we see a lot of change take place. In the near future, you will see some things happening on the karmic side with 3 of Pentacles and death in reverse. So they're going to feel a little bit stuck for a period of time. They're going to feel like everything is going to fall apart. It's going to get worse for them before it gets better. But that's okay. It needs to, because they need to see with clarity that the situation that they're in needs to change. They need to realize that there isn't, I don't want to say no hope, because it's not that there's no hope. It's that that it's not going to happen necessarily in the way that they think that it should, but it's going to happen the way that on a spiritual level it's meant to, for the highest good of everyone involved. And so sometimes we hold on to things so tightly when we don't trust source, and then we create a lot of resistance and a lot of suffering and pain for ourselves. And so I think there's going to be a period of time where they're going to hold on to that for longer than they should. But then they're going to kind of see the light. They're going to go, okay, wait a second, hold on. Everything is going to be okay. Relationships are going to mend. Things are going to work out. People are going to heal. And they're going to start working with the people in their life rather than against it. Now, that doesn't mean it was ever their intention to, because it's not only them that is making these choices, it's also the people that they're dealing with. But they're going to start to notice that as their energy shifts and changes, they're going to reach out and react and respond differently, which is going to cause like a domino effect in the lives of the people around them. And they're going to start reacting and responding differently toward your divine masculine. And that's going to facilitate and create a lot of change and healing in the karmic situation in their life. It's never going to go back to the way that it was, because it's not meant to. That's why it's a karmic situation. But the lessons that are meant to be learned from it, the whole purpose of it even happening, you're going to see those things kind of take place in your divine masculine's life, and they're going to heal and learn what they need to learn. And that's when they're going to be able to let go of the karmic situation. That's when you know that you've, kind of gone through that karmic lesson, is when you can forgive and let go and heal and do it in love. And that's what they're going to be able to do toward you, Divine Feminine. We have 9 of Wands and 6 of Cups, both in reverse. So what you're going to see over the course of the next few months is that your Divine Masculine is going to end their isolation. So if they've been running from you, they're probably going to stop doing that. If there's been a lot of back and forth, you're probably not going to see as much of that either. They're not going to be as paranoid as they have been. They're going to have a lot more faith, and they're not going to feel, or at least they're not going to feel, or they're not going to come across with so much defensiveness. I think you're going to see some authenticity in your Divine Masculine, in at a level that you maybe haven't before. They're still going to be going through even though they're going to be kind of exhibiting some of these really positive traits, there's going to be some latent energy of some unrealistic expectations that still need to be looked at. And we're talking over the next 6 months or so. So this isn't like forever, okay? This is just, 3 to 6 months from now is kind of like what you can expect. So change takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You're going to see a lot of growth in your divine masculine. I'm sure you probably have in some ways already, but once this kind of like bomb stuff goes off, you're going to see a bunch of growth in your divine masculine, very positive momentum in the right direction. But you'll still see some of those old behaviors kind of lingering around or kind of cropping up here and there. But I think that the running and the chasing is definitely going to settle a little bit. If you haven't heard from them for a while, you'll probably hear from them around that period of time. It could be closer to right now, kind of leading toward that, or you might just see some changes from a distance, and then around this period of time, they'll be reaching out to you. It's different for each one of you, but that's just kind of what I'm seeing right now in the cards. So let's take a quick look here at an oracle card. Whoops, dropped them on the floor. This is the Cosmic Journey Oracle. And for those of you that are interested in knowing, this is the Darkwood Tarot. Sometimes I get questions on what cards are what, and sometimes I don't, like when I see the question, about what deck it is, I don't always remember because I have a lot of tarot decks, a lot of them, and I don't always look at which one is which when I'm pulling them out. I just kind of go off of what I feel like I want to reach for in the moment. And some tarot decks I feel more drawn to more often than others. But if you guys ever want to ask, please ask. I will always try to get back and answer you if I forget, but I think I'm going to just start mentioning them in the readings so that you guys know which decks I'm using, just in case you have an interest in purchasing it for yourself. All right. Close your eyes to open your heart. Let's see what this has to say here. Okay. The ultimate seeing eye dog is at hand. Okay, sorry. I thought I read that wrong for a second, but I didn't. Okay. The ultimate seeing eye dog is at hand. Just look again. It's spelled backward. If you give up your limited perspective and see through the eyes of spirit, you would see that everything is perfectly unfolding in the exact right order and timing. Your greatest vision will never come from seeing outward. It's only by looking inside. Trust yourself to look beyond your physical eyes. Close your eyes to open your heart. Who said the limit was what you can see right now? If you could look through the eyes of the universe, what would you see about your path that's perfect right now? All right, so I've always said, I think it's kind of funny, I've always said that dogs are man's best friend because they are, there's a reason that they are called a dog. It's God spelled backward. They're our best friends. They forgive us for everything. They're the ultimate, unconditional love. They don't care what we look like, where we're from, what mistakes we've made. They're always there to greet us with love and forgiveness. They don't even think about it. And I think that they are given to us as our best friend to remind us to be present in the moment and to always have an open heart. Something I've also really tried to convey, and I'm not sure I've always done a good job, is that, through my spiritual awakening, I've realized that the external world is a projection of our inner world. And if we want to change the reflection in the projected world or the mirror, we can't reach in and change the reflection itself. The reflection is real, yet it's not the source, right? In order to change the reflection, we have to change the source, but we have to recognize that there's a source in the first place. And that source is you. The source of your whole life is you. And so if you want to see change in your external world, you have to quit trying to change the external world and instead see what it is within you that is creating the external circumstances. And that's not always easy to do. That inward journey is a tough one, which is what the twin flame union and experience is all about. And so I hope that helps. I hope that gives you guys a little bit of information, focus, and direction as to what's going on with your divine masculine, but most importantly, what's going on with you. If you guys have questions, let me know in the comment section. And otherwise, I will see you all on Thursday. Again, if you were not there for the early part of the video, we do have a live on Thursday this week at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you on there. If you have questions, that would be a great time to get in and ask them. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.